How's it going, Chillzone? I'm Sybil, or Cal, again, and I'm joined by Rai.
Hello.
And missed last week again. We're awesome at that.
I mean,
Missing.
last week it was like, man, you guys know the other person that, we try to have record with us is Daniel, but he's so busy. And I was out of town last week on vacation, so that's the reason why, I guess, we were able to record.
I did film.
You did?
I did film. I did. But I noticed, like, a minute into as I was doing it, my microphone cable came out loose a bit, and there was like this popping constantly for like a straight minute. And I couldn't edit it out whatsoever.
I imagine.
So I was kind of like, and I couldn't like cut the bit out because I was halfway through talking about the Italiano match. So it's kind of like, I can't cut this out. I'm stuck with this. I'm just gonna scrap it.
So before we even started this episode, it was just a freaking pain. We were about to like freaking record and everything, just going to get into it like a freaking fight or something like, and my computer just randomly turns off, and I turn it back on, and I get the freaking bloody screen of death, the blue screen of death, but you know, that's the reason why it's not called, What? What I was saying was that's the reason why it's not called the blue screen of certain death, because I had everything back in place just where it was where I left it. I was about to be really ticked off too, because I was like working on this fandom that was like 38 minutes long. So if I would have lost that, I would have been like, all right.
I'm going to look forward to listening to that later, because literally you cut out on your mic on Discord through that whole thing, and you just came back with, and that's why it's not called the blue screen of certain death. So that's going to be interesting for me to listen to later.
I guess I
didn't get any of it. That'll be interesting. Oh, I forgot I finished that drink. How did the week kick off? The week kicked off by Friday.
Yep.
Saturday, Friday.
This
one
is
of the
from
two.
last Friday to this Friday. It's like the week's news, basically.
Yeah, because when we miss weeks, there's no covering that again, because that takes an hour.
Yep.
If you follow MMA, you should know. I say should know. I think he's a champion.
He is a champion.
I'm
I
not
can't
sure.
remember which one though. I should have totally looked that up.
Yeah, they have like 12.
12?
Joe Jones of the UFC called out Brock Lesnar for a fight that would happen while he's still under contract. And also from his drug ban, from his use, from his Mark Hunt fight back this time last year. Yeah, it was SummerSlam time, because then he cut Orton's head open.
Yeah, he is, darn it. What freaking belt is he holding? Oh, he is the light heavyweight champion, and he challenged Brock Lesnar, who is a heavyweight, and he, I guess, like, kind of stating what he said, he pretty much, like, challenged him by saying, you know, you should totally get your butt kicked by someone who's, like, 50 pounds lighter than you or whatever.
Oh, yeah, they're in different weight. Yeah, because Brock's a heavyweight. I think John Jones is I don't know the rankings at all. I think John Jones is the weight below him. And then I think below him is...
Is it not featherweight? It's called something
the featherweights.
Is it featherweight? There's bantamweight.
Conor McGregor's a featherweight. Who weighed more?
Dude, I'm asking you. I don't even follow MMA.
I don't know. The only MMA I followed is
CM Punk,
Conor McGregor, and Mayweather, and that's not even that, because that's brilliant. And when Punk had his fight and lost completely. Okay, 86. How much is 70? Okay, I think there's one below that. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's 50 or something.
Oh, yeah, are you trying to move into the next subject?
No, I'm trying to figure out the weight brackets.
Oh, the weights. Dude, I know there's bantamweight, and then there's lightweight, and then there's heavyweight, but I don't know the other weights.
Oh, there's loads.
Bantamweight.
The MMA weight classes.
Oh, shoot, that's really freaking light. Bantamweight is 112 to 118. That's like woman, I think. I'm pretty sure that's like woman.
Yeah, because like McGregor's like a featherweight.
Okay,
believe.
that's what they call it, I guess. Then.
Yeah, because heavyweight's 265. Brock's over 255, I assume.
Yeah, I would imagine. I'm sorry, but I would feel insulted if I was Brock size and someone called me a light heavyweight. I'd be like, "Do you see?"
Brock's a heavyweight. Yeah, Brock's a heavyweight. John Jones would be a light heavyweight.
I'd be like, "Are you blind?" There's nothing light heavy. There's nothing light in general about me.
What, Brock?
Yeah.
Man.
But I guess moving on.
Imagine getting in a fight with Brock.
Oh, sorry.
Like a shoot fight. Like, Jesus.
What fight with Brock Lesnar?
A shoot fight with Brock.
Do you mean like promo?
Backstage at SummerSlam, for example, someone chucks a beer at him and he just gets pissed and beats the fuck out of him.
Oh.
Like, Brock could probably kill a man.
I wouldn't say probably. I mean, like, the guy is built, like, his build is insane, especially the size of his chest. It's just his genetics are just, they are not of this world.
Especially his voice compared to it, like how he looks. It's brilliant.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like Lashley from TNA, which we're probably never, well, GFW, now known as.
Yeah, but Lashley's not that bad.
Hmm?
He's not as bad as Brock.
I mean, no. Well, if you've never heard Lashley before, like, and you hear that lisp, like, it kind of takes you back, because like,
yeah, he's got a lisp, but it doesn't sound like a preteen. Brock, I feel like you could put his voice in like a clip of preteens and you wouldn't tell the difference unless you knew what Brock sounded like. That's my opinion.
I guess moving on to another bit of mainstream news. This is kind of also like not very wrestling related, but it is because it's, you know, John Cena. But John Cena got another big movie role in the upcoming Transformers movie, which is going to be a spinoff, based around, I guess, the Transformer Bumblebee. It's not known what role it is yet, but he did get a lead role. Which he did.
He's probably going to be in the Mark Wahlberg role.
Why do you say that?
Because it's John Cena. And now WWE are probably going to be a part of like marketing stuff. So, I mean, if WWE are hyping it up, then you know they have some form of control.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I wouldn't say WWE hasn't mentioned it yet. Like, this is very, very recent news.
I'm pretty sure there was an article on somewhere, or like WWE have acknowledged it.
Yeah.
I feel like they might not have. I might be thinking of like somewhere else. But I'm like 95% sure they've acknowledged it.
But I guess moving on to something more wrestling related, we were kind of, I mean, I don't know. It's not really a supposed to, because we were going in chronological order, but this isn't like exactly news. This is just like interesting information. Talking about the G1 tournament. You can go into that, I guess, whatever kind of way you want to. Because we're not going to be continuously like covering the G1 like every single week, but we may like briefly,
no, because it started already.
Huh?
Because it started already and it's difficult to keep track of it.
Yeah,
because you're not like watching it.
Yeah, there's just too many hours of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, they've been recording shows like every day, and like every show is like 3 or 4 hours long. Like, no one can keep up with that.
Nah, you can find it on YouTube if you want to watch it. I got like the G1 specials off a not so legal YouTube upload. Let's just leave that at that. Do things legally.
Yeah, because everyone does. But I guess just giving a little bit of information about the G1 tournament. I mean, unless you want to go over it, about, you know,
I don't mind.
The little bit about the history.
The history, I don't mind at all.
You totally should do it.
I should do it? Why should I do it? Am I doing it? Do I have a choice in this?
Okay. All right then. Well, anyway, the G1 tournament is essentially like it's like he explains it as like the CWC. Like you go to this whole tournament thing, and because at the end of the CWC, they won a championship. But
I
in this case, I mean,
I
huh?
would explain it.
Hmm?
I would explain it like if you know English football and you're in the Premier League, it's like that, but in wrestling, and you don't get like 3 points a thing. You get like 2 or 1 or however it goes.
You get
It's
2
like
points if you win. You get 1 point if it's a draw, and of course you get 0 points if you don't win.
Yeah, so it's like it is like the English Premier League, where like although it's different there, it's like you get 2 points if you draw, 3 if you win. I think you get a point if you lose. I'm not sure. I don't follow football, but it's like that because you get points for a win and a draw, and obviously not for a loss.
But in like,
But how would you describe it again?
I mean, I guess if you're talking just in terms of the accolades and like how everything looks, like whenever you win the tournament or whatever, you get this briefcase, which is kind of like the WWE Money in the Bank brief. It's like winning the Royal Rumble and receiving a suitcase. Because at the Royal Rumble, when you win the Royal Rumble, you win main event in WrestleMania. The WrestleMania of NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, is Wrestle Kingdom. Except in this case, it's for the title instead of just like you're main eventing.
That's what it's like in WWE though. You don't just main event, you get a title shot.
You do?
Yeah? You win the Royal Rumble, you fight for the title.
Oh, that is true. Sorry. Wow. You get to actually choose which freaking person you wanna fight in the main event for the title.
That's how now it's like you just get the top title whatever brand you're on. Before they united the belts and before the brand split, it was you pick the World Heavyweight title or the WWE title.
Yeah, pretty
then
much.
Then they did the United thing. Now it's the brand split. It's all confusing now.
But yeah, right now I guess the people kind of like winning in terms of points is Kenny Omega, Tetsuya Naito, and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
They're in joint second.
Yeah, they're in joint second.
They're in joint second along with a dude called Evil. Not gonna lie, I have no idea who the bloke is.
Who?
He sounds like a very nice person though.
Who?
Evil.
Oh, Evil. Wait,
Evil.
Wait.
That's his name.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about. I just didn't know that Evil was ahead. I thought it was just Tanahashi, Naito, and Omega. I thought they all had 10 points.
No, Naito, Tanahashi, Omega, and Evil all have 10 points, and they're in joint second. And Kazuchika Okada is actually running up in first with 12.
Which more than likely he's not winning. Like, he's the one with the main title. Like, it just...
How's Okada?
Huh?
Okada's lost once.
Yeah.
He lost to Evil as well, so...
Oh, no, you know there was some Los Ingobernables stuff going on there.
Probably.
There's no way that he
Omega
just
beat
clean...
him.
Like, come on. Like, Okada is like the golden boy.
He is New Japan's Roman Reigns.
Pretty much. Like, it's
John Cena even
yeah,
though, because at least
much.
people like John Cena.
Because the funny thing is, there, like about 2 weeks ago or whatever, I didn't even know about this until like just recently. But there's this guy in the Bullet Club named Tamatanga. He pretty much looks like a Samoan Seth Rollins. He even like looks like a Samoan Seth Rollins in his wrestling gear too. But he like dropped this pipe bomb of sorts, like saying that, you know, NJPW, it's not about Ishii, it's not about Okada, and it's not about Hiroshi Tanahashi, and that they're the ones that put NJPW on the map. Like, whenever you like look at shows and you look in the crowd, the majority of the crowd, they're wearing Bullet Club t-shirts, not wearing Okada t-shirts, they're not wearing Tanahashi t-shirts, not wearing Ishii t-shirts, they're wearing Bullet Club t-shirts. And that's pretty much what he was saying, that they were like, you know, the best and the reason why people were coming to shows.
Well, yeah, they are. They've been running the wrestling world that they have access to. Obviously, essentially everywhere except WWE and GFW since 2009, I think. When did Bullet Club debut?
Bullet Club debuted in 13, I think. Was it 2013?
Oh, I'm a couple years off.
Yeah, Finn created Bullet Club in 2013.
Why did I think 09? Jesus.
And Tama Tonga is actually a even though he's been kind of like not a minor member, he's just been kind of like he's not exactly just there. Like the thing is, I knew every single Bullet Club member. I can name off every single one. But what was really funny to me when I was those like thousands of tag matches that they have or whatever. I
Yeah.
saw that they lost in a tag match against like Juice and who was also known as CJ Parker in WWE when he was there. Juice and someone else, I can't remember who his partner was, but he lost to them. They lost to them, and I was like, oh, I know this other guy got the pin, and his name was like Chase Owens or something. I was like, who's that? He's like the most unforgettable member of the entire faction, and I just found it hilarious. I'm like, of course he got the pin. No one knows who the heck Chase Owens is.
He's Kevin Owens' strange brother.
Must be, because I like had never heard of him. I'm just like, what is it?
He kind of looks like Scott Hall.
Oh, did you look him up?
I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. He reminds me of Scott Hall.
It's really funny to me. I found it hilarious because he's been in Bullet Club since 2015, and I can name off everybody, but I do not know who he is.
I couldn't name off everybody. I couldn't name off like everyone that's ever been in it or is like ever in it and stuff. Because like I forgot Kazarian was in it for like not even a month.
Yeah, Kazarian was just in it like I don't know what happened. He joined it and I think it was just kind of like supposed to be like a fake out or something. I don't think he was even in it for 3 weeks. I think he was just like it was a fake out or whatever, and it was shortly before Christopher Daniels obtained the title.
Yeah. But yeah, the only two guys from the original Bullet Club that are still in it are Tama Tonga and Fale.
Yeah. But I guess Oh yeah. Did I mention did I already mention the fact that like the one guy won the freaking tournament like in the history of the tournament, which started all the way to 1974, even though the tournament has been around for like, a long time and it's changed names several times. Like, there's this one guy. He's a Japanese wrestling legend. His name is Antonio Inoki. Is that how you pronounce? I think that's how you say it. And
I believe so. That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah, it it wasn't even 20 years. In like, was it around 16, 17 years that he's like had been like in the tournament? He's won 10 of them. Like, he was John Cena-ing that thing, like.
Well, I mean, in the first 4 tournaments, only 2 people won. Inoki won 2 of them, and oh god, I'm gonna butcher this name. Seiji Sakaguchi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's that. Seiji Sakaguchi won the other 2. And then Inoki won it for 4 straight years. Then the first decade of this tournament, which
was just all Inoki.
Yeah, in the first 10 tournaments even, Inoki won 7 of them. Sakaguchi won 2. Wait, I think did 2 happen in 1 year? Hang on. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How the hell?
Oh, there's actually 11 there? Oh, there is 11 there. Did
2 happen in 1? What?
Yes, there was 11 there. He won 11 times.
How? That hurts my head. How?
It's 11.
What? How can it... Okay, that's weird. One must have gone from like December to January or something.
Oh.
Because like in a decade, 11 people won it. How? I have no idea. But yeah, he won it 7 times in a decade. Yeah, that's weird. It's really strange. Oh, don't add reaction.
I guess talking about another Japanese wrestler, which is it's kind of funny, but it just so happens that
How is it funny?
huh?
How is it funny?
I'm not talking about the subject itself. I'm just talking about the fact that like it transitions into another Japanese wrestler. But at the tournament, the women's tournament, I guess I haven't been looking at any of the results because I don't want to be spoiled. But Kairi Sane, someone who's supposed to be, I don't know, a lot of people think that she's going to win it. And also, she has one of the most beautiful elbows that you ever see. You should totally just type in Kari Hojo, which is her indie name.
Name over in Japan.
Yep, that's her name in New Japan. Not New Japan, but Japan, because she's in Stardom. But yeah, unfortunately, she got a concussion. So I don't think I'm not sure when has the tournament ended yet? I don't think it has. No, it hasn't.
The finals haven't happened, but everything else has.
Oh, okay. So
like I know the finals, unfortunately, just because I researched this a little bit. I know who's in the finals. Not gonna say anymore.
But I guess finally getting to the point, I've been dragging this on out so freaking long. She got oh wait, no, actually no, I did say she got a concussion. Yeah. But she'll freaking deja vu.
I've been dragging this out. Wait, no I haven't. I've already said this like twice now.
But anyway, she's supposed to be out like be back very, very soon. Like they said early August, so I guess like maybe another week or two she'll be good. But I guess
I would assume she'll be cleared for when she has to compete. She'll be cleared for if she has to compete at some point.
Yeah, more than likely she'll be cleared.
She should be, because like the finals, I think, are SummerSlam week after.
Oh yeah, it is. There's a lot going on that weekend.
Man, August is packed. I'm just looking forward to TakeOver. TakeOver just looks good.
It really does. Oh darn.
And we don't even know the full card yet. Anyway, moving forward, I believe, because there's not much more to say from Kairi's concussion. Monday Night Raw this week. I enjoyed the show.
I did too. I feel like wrestling overall this week was just pretty solid.
Yeah, it was stellar. It could have been points where it could have been a lot better, but it's WWE. It's as good as WWE are gonna get when they semi-try. When they actually try, you get stuff like how they booked. Who was it? Daniel Bryan in the lead up to Mania 30, because they were always good weeks.
Oh, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, that's how you know they try. And when you know they're not trying is leading up to Bryan for the Royal Rumble with the Wyatt family.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we're leading into a pretty okay SummerSlam card, even though, of course, TakeOver. I don't know. TakeOver just manages to always knock SummerSlam out the park. Like that. Like it's been in Brooklyn 3 years in a row. I'm not sure if it's just because Brooklyn is an amazing crowd or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it's because they've just been putting on amazing matches. But I guess
no, it's because SummerSlam's been in Brooklyn the past 3 years.
Yeah.
And they book the TakeOver show in like the venue across the street or whatever.
But I guess finally even getting into Raw, it was pretty solid. The first segment was just pretty much Kurt, talking about all the matches that he was going to set for the show. And before he left, Lesnar was just pretty much coming out saying, hey, and honestly, this is more than likely just a teaser. Paul Heyman, of course, speaks for him and was saying that if Brock doesn't keep his title in the Fatal 4-Way, is it a Fatal 4-Way or is it Triple Threat? I forgot.
It's a Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
It's Brock, Joe, Roman, and Braun.
Yeah, if he doesn't keep his title, then he's going to leave WWE. But, I mean, WWE, that's just probably them kind of like trying to throw a bone out there or whatever, so like people could grab a hold to it. But more than likely, he won't be leaving WWE for UFC, but it's because of the whole Mark Hunt thing that happened, and it didn't really do WWE any good. So WWE had to mention the fact that if you're a part-time talent, that you don't have to adhere to the drug policy. So more than likely, that was just a tease, nothing more, nothing less.
And they might let him go fight John Jones in the UFC. And they
maybe.
wouldn't want... If that happens, I don't think they'd want their Universal Champion to risk getting beaten up and losing an MMA fight to John Jones. And also, apparently, they want a guy to have the title week to week so they can defend it at all the pay-per-views and stuff as well. And they're tired of having Brock show up once in a blue moon. Next up on the card then was the Hardy Boys taking on the club in tag match. It was a Raw tag match. They're pretty boring, to be fair.
Who's pretty boring?
Raw tag matches, like 9 times out of 10 in general.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're boring. They're just repetitive. Like, they're not even bad wrestlers,
No, but like this match was kind of like rinse, repeat. We have a winner.
Yeah, it's because of their thin tag division. I guess the whole little brawl that ensued after the match was the most interesting thing about it all.
Yeah, the Hardys beat the club. They did the swanton into the not the swanton into the thing. That'd be stupid. The twist of fate into the swanton. He hits a swanton. The guy just stands straight back up. It's kind of like, oh well, that's ineffective. Then afterwards, the Hardys and the club started brawling, and then the Revival started brawling, and somehow the Hardys emerged on top, and then we got a tease afterwards in a interview on YouTube of the Woken Hardys.
Yes, the woke Hardys. We are getting closer and closer to getting that B in front of that R-O-K and that E. Please, give me.
If you keep track of the whole legal thing between GFW and the Hardy Boys, you would know that Matt a little while ago put a copyright claim in for Broken Matt. What's the thing called? Valkyrie 1? The drone. Was it Valkyrie 1?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it was. The drone that the Broken Hardys have.
Oh, yes.
What's it called again?
Yes. Freaking A. I when people ask me for names on the spot, I go blank. I hate that.
I feel like it was Valkyrie 1.
I think it was.
It's something along those lines. Yeah, that Brother Nero and like Senor Benjamin stuff. Yeah. And he got denied. GFW then did that. And it broke today or yesterday, meaning this is completely out of order, but still. That GFW actually got denied as well. Meaning no one holds the copyright for the Broken Hardys. So WWE can call them the Broken Hardys if they want to. It's not legal. Illegal even.
I thought
honestly, it's just at this point it's just GFW being sore losers.
Really is, because like they just don't want them to make the money. And it's like you can tell GFW they're so money hungry, and like when you look at GFW's YouTube page, it's just freaking sad. Like you can see them like just so freaking hungry for views. Like you see them posting all these old videos like about talent that's already moved on to the WWE. Like there were like all these I saw some Mickie James matches they posted, and they posted some Austin Aries stuff, and they posted some Bobby Roode stuff, and it had like mostly negative reception. It was like,
oh no, there was one randomly, like in the middle of a random week, I just found it, and it was like, what's Bobby Roode doing in the Impact Zone? I'm like, wait,
yeah, I saw
Bobby
that
Roode
too.
at Impact for some reason. I saw it, and I'm like, was he at Impact? Like what? So I watched it, and I see he's got the It Factor shirt, and I'm like, this is from like 3-4 years ago, isn't it? So I screenshotted it on my phone and did the Google image search, and yeah, it was like 3-4 years old. And I'm like, why are they?
It was in the description. It was in the description.
I couldn't be asked to read. It's GFW. I don't want to give it like my time.
You gave it time to freaking see what was in the channel. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, I was bored looking through my phone and I found it and I'm like, wait, was Bobby Roode at Impact?
Oh.
Because I'm like, well, if he is, what's this? Like, is this a big thing they've managed to keep under wraps?
The only thing that I was curious about is freaking what's the name of that group that they have going on? It's like a very old group. It was like in the original TV.
LAX.
Huh?
LAX.
Yeah, Lax.
Lax.
That's sorry. I basically tapped on my own videos because I'm still logged in. I was trying to look at it, but yeah, it's it's Lax, and I was just interested because they got a new Lax member, and it was I guess Kaval. What's his? Well, that's his WWE name, also known as
Low-key.
Yeah, Loki. I was just interested in seeing his promo or whatever. But yeah, I think it's really funny that we've never like broken off on a tangent talking about Raw, talking about GFW. Like, oh my goodness, that's just so insane.
But remember, it's negative about GFW, which means it's okay. If we go off in a tangent about GFW being good, then we know there's something wrong.
Oy vey. That is true. That's very true.
The only day that'll happen is if they decide to give WWE or the Hardys the rights to the broken gimmick, and you know they're not going to do that.
No. Oh, look.
Anyway, after that...
Beautiful cruiserweight action.
Oh, wait, there was cruiserweight stuff after that. Oh, I skipped past that. I didn't even give it a bother.
It's so sad.
It was a 6-man cruiserweight match. It's the cruiserweights, man. Oh, if they weren't misused so much in the first, year, it'd be so much better. But they've been mishandled so much that it kind of feels like I want them to kind of, kill the division.
I mean, I dig Tozawa, and the fact that he's, the most well-spoken Japanese person in WWE, but... I mean...
I thought it was Funaki. Funaki is pretty well-spoken.
Oh my gosh, I just choked on air. It wasn't even spit. I legit choke on the air that I breathe to live. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that happened. We're just gonna.
The air doesn't want you to speak your sentence.
We're just gonna act like I didn't choke on oxygen.
Oh, that's in a recording now.
What?
Screwed.
No.
That's in a recording now. There's no getting away from this one.
But, anyways, that's. Oh yeah. Actually, no, we can talk about what do we call it? Fan warfare? I don't know. Dream fair? Talking about, because we were talking...
Fantasy booking.
Yeah, fantasy booking, that's what we call it, because we were talking about the fact of how good English that Funaki speaks,
That's because we were fantasy booking Shinsuke getting paired with someone.
Yeah, because his English is pretty freaking bad.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the cruiserweights or whatever. We were just had a conversation. Because it was before... or after Shinsuke won the #1 contendership, and we just had a conversation being well, how would he get to Mania? How would they do this? How would they do that? And then we fell on the fact of Shinsuke can't speak English very well.
Yeah.
How would they get around that?
Him being the main champion, he's going to continuously be in public eye.
And
do segments and talk and all that stuff.
Even then, though, I think he'll do fine. I'm kind of worried about SummerSlam, though. I'm worried they might destroy his momentum by having him lose. It scares me.
Oh, that is true. All because...
Or by having...
This is the thing. Apparently the expansion in... Wow, man. I think this is funny because this is the first time that we've broken off on so many tangents, talking about Raw. But we can talk about that when we talk about SmackDown. We gotta get through Raw.
True. Yeah, we do. It's a pretty long show. Anyway, Cruiser 6-man tag. The faces won. It was Tozawa, Cedric Alexander, and Rich Swann, and they took on TJP, Tony Nese, or Mr. Abs, and Arya Daivari. Tozawa looked decent. They're still having him sell the shoulder, and I believe Tozawa won with his top rope senton.
Yeah, which oddly looks very beautiful. Usually for anyone else, it's just a senton, but he just makes it look really good.
It's because he does that hand thing before he does it, as he stands up.
Yeah, it's
he
it's
spreads
an
his arms like a baby swan. Kind of like the hi-oh, and then he jumps. After that, there was a Miz TV segment, which God, this just tells you how bad Jason Jordan is on the microphone. It shows you how much he shouldn't be having this big of a push.
I mean, honestly, I feel like people are just too hard on him because, like, Jason Jordan, I feel like he's decently well spoken, and he was a pretty decent heel too whenever he was in NXT. But I see the potential in him that people don't. You know?
No, I see potential in him, but right now you shouldn't be putting him in a segment with The Miz, where The Miz can just run him down and he can't do anything about it.
I mean, what I'm saying is, it's like his delivery could be better. But what I'm saying is, to be fair, he's not as bad as when AJ Styles first came in. Like, when AJ Styles first came in, like, he couldn't cut a promo, period, as a face. He didn't even get his life together until he went heel and then went back to face. Like, he didn't really get his groove until he went heel.
Yeah, but Styles has the excuse of, well, I've been knocking around the indies for the better part of a decade, where promos aren't as important as your in-ring work. Jordan's been with WWE for how long?
I don't know. He was kind of like around during, like, dude, he's been, wasn't he?
I feel like he's been around since Seth was down there. I feel like he's been with the company for years.
I remember there was a period of time before his head was shaved. He had like a mini afro or something. My Black Son.
Google it. I like now though how when you Google Jason Jordan, one of the suggested searches is Kurt Angle.
Have you seen the My Black Son video yet?
No.
You have not.
I probably should.
Huh?
I probably should.
You haven't seen My Black Son?
No.
You need to. It's only like 36 seconds. Like I will freaking post it, and like there's like 3 different versions. Cause you know the Family Guy song, like My Black Son, My Black Son, My Black Son.
Yeah.
It's, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna freaking sit.
You know, Jordan's been with the company since 2011. He was in FCW.
But I did.
And he made his NXT debut losing to Jinder Mahal. Jesus Christ.
He made his debut losing to Jinder Mahal.
Yes, his NXT debut was on June 27th, where he quickly lost to Jinder Mahal. You can keep going. I'll chime in.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess pretty much at the end of the segment, after like all was said and done, and they just pretty much like went back and forth. I wouldn't even say back and forth. Like Jordan was kind of struggling, but it's understandable because he was in the ring with The Miz, like pretty much one of the best wrestlers on the microphone right now. But at the end of the exchange, they fought, and Miz tried to attack him, and Jordan, I guess he hit off his finisher or whatever, and I guess walked out on top, and that was pretty much that segment. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't even that bad. Like, I don't understand what people's deal is with Jason Jordan. Like, I see the potential there. But the next segment that was going on was an interview with not Seth Rollins, but with Dean Ambrose, and it was kind of funny because I guess this is like Dean Ambrose's like first interview with if you don't know, Renee Young, and Renee Young is his wife. So like this is the first time I guess in a while, because now Renee Young, that she's not doing Smack Talk anymore after SmackDown, she's doing work for both Raw and SmackDown interviewing. But anyway, they had this whole interview. The interview didn't go on too long before Seth Rollins came in and interrupted the interview with Dean Ambrose. And, you know, Dean just pretty much stated that, you know, I still don't trust you, you know, and they pretty much just, I guess, discussed how things were going to go for the game plan or whatever whenever they face Sheamus and Cesaro. And after that, they
You're stuck for words.
Huh?
You stuck for words.
Yeah, I'm stuck for words. Because
You were up to him challenging them to a match? Or are you in the match?
Not to challenge, yeah. Sheamus accepted. Oh yeah, I see. You see that? Sorry, I thought there was a match that was already booked. No, Sheamus and Cesaro were challenged by Seth Rollins before they had the match and everything. And
Seth had new theme music.
Oh yeah,
Or an edit
yeah,
to his theme
true,
music.
true.
It's not
Burn
new
It-
theme, it's an edit.
Was it Burn It to the Ground or something?
Yeah, it's the Second Coming song, but at the pause where like the stuff goes black, there's just a guy who screams "Burn it down."
Oh, burn it down! I remember now.
Yeah, and then it kicks in because he's got the new shirt that says "Burn it down" on it, and it's marketing.
That, and it's also associated with like what he does in
his Kingslayer gimmick.
in the game commercial.
Yeah, it's all advertising. That's all it is. Did you start talking about the match? Or sorry, I switched off for a second.
I haven't talked about the match yet. The funny thing is that you're always the one that talk about the match. Like I get lost for words whenever I talk about the match because I don't know why I don't keep up well like you do.
Yeah, I don't either. Like when I let people go for like more than 2 minutes, I kind of switch off and then I switch back on halfway through. So I have to guess. Or ask.
I guess with this match, I honestly, I think I stopped watching Raw like after the women's match or whatever because Raw was just really weird this week. Honestly, like what was supposed to be like
the first half was really really good.
Yeah, it was good.
And then the second half wasn't.
Yeah, but that's because I think they're trying to like do some kind of strategy with them saying that most of the views are within the first 2 hours of the show or whatever. But at the end, it was like we had big cast and big show in the main event, which was kind of weird. But I guess talking about how the match was won, Rollins won by roll up, and yeah. After that, he got beat down.
One thing I find awkward.
Huh?
No, one thing I want to say I find awkward is they've given Seth this new finish, but he rarely uses it. When was the last time he used his I'm just going to call it the rain trigger. When was the last time he used the rain trigger? Like...
I have no idea, to be completely honest.
I feel like it was before... Great Balls of Fire.
What finish has she been using?
What, Seth?
Yeah.
It's the wrist lock into the knee.
The wrist lock into the knee?
It's Kenny Omega's... Yes, Kenny Omega uses it as well. It's like the V... It's a Rainmaker, but instead of a clothesline, it's a knee.
Isn't that his new finish?
That's his new finish, yeah.
Well, I was asking, like,
never uses it.
If he hasn't been using that as a finish, then what has he been using?
He's been losing, or he's been rolling them up.
Oh, that's true.
or it's been like the tag match he had last week where he did a springboard knee and Dean hit Dirty Deeds.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Like they've given him this brand new finish and he's not using it.
Well, to be fair, it's not nearly as good as the curb stomp was.
Nothing's as good as a curb stomp.
That's really true. Like, I mean, what's going to be better than literally putting your foot in the back of someone's head while they're like on their knees and smashing their face into the ground? Like, come on now.
Yeah, what's better than jumping on someone's face at that point? Like, that's what all he did. He just jumped on someone's head. And then won. Like, even his pedigree was kind of... I don't like his Rainmaker knee thing. It's weird. He may as well have just started using the springboard knee. Anyway, after Seth rolled up Sheamus, Cesaro and Sheamus started beating him in the middle of the ring. Ambrose came out to help, and then he got beat up as well. And then they left the two former Shield members just laid out in the ring.
Oh, yeah, because I remember I saw this. Sometimes I go on WWE to see if they have any exclusive interviews going on, and like Dean was like really pissed about, Seth's strategy, or like not so good strategy, considering that they like totally got laid out. But I guess moving on to the next segment, we had another one of those exceptional Bray Wyatt promos that never amounts to anything.
where he just kind of babbles and babbles and babbles until someone stops him.
Yes, until he like has a match, and then like everything that he said just doesn't mean anything because he just gets pinned. The eater of pins. But anyways, it was pretty much I guess some kind of build for their Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor feud, and
For the SummerSlam match that we're inevitably going to get.
yeah, pretty much. And yeah, they pretty much had a little brawl after he gave his promo, and Balor came out on
It
top.
wasn't even a brawl. Finn showed up and beat the living hell out of him.
Wow, I guess it's not really fair to
He
call it
showed
a
up-
brawl, is it?
No, because Finn, the lights went out and you got the heartbeat, which made people think, oh, he's going to come out in the demon stuff.
Yeah,
He didn't. He was then just there in the ring with his jacket on.
yeah,
And he just looked annoyed.
yeah.
Then he beat Wyatt all around the ring. Like, that's all it was.
I mean, it's technically a brawl, but it's just a one-sided one.
Hell yeah. Here's a question. If
What?
these two are obviously going to have a SummerSlam match, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Finn will use the demon attire?
This is the thing. Like, if Bray Wyatt was more reputable and hadn't taken so many losses, I would feel like it's necessary. But, like, even though Bray Wyatt has the look to be like, hey, you should totally go demon, like, in terms of story and how much they've ruined him, he's not worthy of the demon.
He's not worth it.
He really isn't. Like, is he really like worth Finn Balor putting on all the full body paint and everything? I don't think so.
I mean, if Finn nearly beat Seth, Roman, Bray, and Samoa Joe all without the demon stuff, what does he need the demon stuff for if he's that damn good on his own?
But this is the thing that I don't understand. Like, there's this whole appeal with the paint and everything, but they haven't done it yet. Like, I mean, I guess he hasn't had any big enough matches at pay-per-views. I don't know. Like, he used to do it. He used to always do it.
Well, since he came back, he's only had like one pay-per-view match. And it was Great Balls of Fire. And he didn't do it.
Didn't he use paint in his match with Seth, though?
Wait, did he have a match at Great Balls of Fire?
It was probably
I don't
like
remember
a one
Finn
that
had a
wasn't
match at
very
Great Balls of
memorable.
Fire.
Was it an Elias Sampson match?
Maybe.
I don't know. This feud has been going on for a while.
No, his name got circumcised. He is just now Elias. Remember that.
Okay. It's really stupid. I don't know what like if Vince has some kind of fetish with like just cutting names. Like he's just gonna decide.
No, Finn didn't have a match at Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, he did.
He wasn't on the card.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was at Extreme Rules because he was in the main event. Yeah, and he didn't have a match at Great Balls of Fire. So he's had one pay-per-view match that's being back.
Yeah.
And the last time he used a demon was SummerSlam
Yeah.
against Seth.
Yep. He uses it at one time.
Well, it was like meant to be like an attraction thing. Because in NXT, he wouldn't like use it week to week.
Yeah.
He'd only do it at takeovers or like one or two matches on NXT
Yeah.
tapings. Because I know he used it in like a... No, that was at a takeover, was it? It was him and Hideo Itami against Ascension. I can't remember if that was at a takeover or not.
I don't know.
It might have been.
I can't tell you because I don't even remember those guys clashing in any kind of way.
This was like when Finn first debuted. And like
no.
Hideo first debuted.
I started watching
This is
watching
years
NXT
ago.
like mid 2015.
So like when Finn got the title and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people did. Finn was like the big gateway into NXT. Anyway, after Finn and Wyatt had their thing, and then had a triple threat, which should have been the main event. Wyatt wasn't. I'll never know. Roman took on Braun, and they also both took on Joe in a triple threat. This was pretty good, and if you add Brock into this, I feel like this SummerSlam match is going to be a lot better than people expect it to be.
Yeah.
For being four big guys in a match. One of them is Braun Strowman.
Even though I wasn't happy with
Braun,
the finish, but hey, I mean, you can't have everything that you want.
no one was happy with the finish. Except the crowd in Pittsburgh, because they popped for Reigns winning. By the way, Roman Reigns won. He pinned someone clean as well. I feel like he pinned Joe clean.
Like he technically did.
And Joe with the spear. Yeah, why?
It doesn't make any sense.
Having Joe lose.
I guess in terms of WWE logic, I guess they would say, hey, you know, it's been a long time since Roman and Brock have had a one-on-one match. You know, Roman has grown immensely since then. So I guess kayfabe terms, Roman will stand some kind of chance against Brock, just like Samoa Joe did. Except now it's supposed to be like Roman is a little bit better than Samoa Joe because he pinned him clean. So I guess if they ever do a one-on-one match again, you know, I guess expect more back and forth than just an all-out mauling, like at that Royal Rumble match.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Didn't you mean the SummerSlam match he had with
SummerSlam, yeah.
Cena?
I'm talking about the...
Wait, do you mean the match with Cena?
No, and it was just Roman versus Brock.
They never straight had a one-on-one match.
They didn't?
They had the Mania match that Seth cashed in.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So that went out.
It wasn't straight all the way through.
That's technically a triple threat.
I mean, at the very, very end, but like before he cashed in, you know. How the heck did I forget that? That's when Seth like came in and saved us.
That's like in most people's top 5 WrestleMania moments, like when Seth cashed in. Because it was brilliant, to be fair. Like, I'm surprised WWE could think of that. I feel like they had writers help them who aren't from WWE.
That is funny.
But no, the thing with like Joe getting pinned clean and stuff, it makes me think, who's getting pinned in the SummerSlam match? Because I don't think Brock's winning. I think Brock is losing the title, but he's not getting pinned because he needs to look like a beast. Roman's not getting pinned because he's Roman. Joe shouldn't get pinned
2 times
because Joe's looking like a beast. Joe should win.
If he gets pinned again, I'm just gonna assume that like WWE just has this thing against fat wrestlers, even though KO is like totally killing it right now.
No, well, apparently, backstage, Paul Heyman is pushing for Joe to win the title.
Oh wow!
Like Heyman saying, "Have Samoa Joe win it." But no, it's like Reigns isn't getting pinned. Brock, I doubt, is getting pinned. Joe shouldn't get pinned. Joe should win.
When's the last
Braun
time
shouldn't
Roman
get pinned
took
either.
a clean freaking pin? Like, was it Finn? Was it really that far back?
No, he didn't win a match for a little while. When was it? What do you mean? When did Roman take a clean pin or a pin in general?
A clean pin.
It's not a pin, but he clean lost against Braun at Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, that is true. That is very, very true. I totally forgot.
He
about
ran
that.
headfirst into an ambulance, then tried to murder Braun.
Braun has what like 2 victories over him or something?
They're like 2-2.
I guess 3 now.
I think they're 2. Are they 2-2? I don't know. Wait, how many matches did they have? The Fastlane match with Roman won. The Payback match with Braun won. Oh yeah, no, it's 2-1 to Braun. Okay, if Roman wins, Braun's getting pinned. But I don't think Roman's winning. SummerSlam's weird this year. Next up, 2 matches before the main event. We had the new name-shortened Elias take on Kalisto.
I didn't even watch this match, to be completely fair. Dang, they gave it a D. D.
That Dito.
That Dito.
Why are they short? This shortening thing doesn't make sense. Like, next thing you know, they're gonna Samoa Joe. They're gonna shorten his name to Samoa 1 week with no explanation. Everything will just say Samoa. Or like they'll shorten Triple H's name to Triple. I just expect them to do this at some
I
point.
think they just did that because it sounds more mysterious or whatever, like the drifter he is, like not having a last name. That's the only like plausible reason I can think of.
Yeah, but when you've been seeing this guy for like better part of a year, and you've always heard him announce as the drifter Elias Sampson, it's going to be so weird to hear him now as the drifter Elias, because it feels like something should finish it.
Like you, I mean, I
Elias is
think,
just a weird single name.
I mean, I would get over it. Like I'm already over it technically. Like I think it kind of goes with this like mystic gimmick or whatever. Like only having a first name.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's just going to annoy me because whenever they call him the drifter Elias, I'm going to be like, finish the damn sentence. I think it's just my head is just kind of trained for him to be Elias Sampson, and I'm going to have to get used to him just being Elias now.
But I guess
next
yeah.
up, well, do you want to go? You can take over.
Oh, no,
I can
it's
back
fine.
out. I've covered most of Raw. Or not. Okay then. Next up, Nia Jax took on Bayley in a one-on-one match. Bayley actually injured her arm in this match at some point.
It looked pretty
It's
nasty.
a
the way she was
shoulder
wrapped
injury.
up.
Yeah, that was swelling. We don't know how bad it is. She's getting examined on Raw this week, not live, backstage
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's on Monday.
Yeah, so she's getting examined on Monday after the swelling's gone down. But she might not be around for the SummerSlam match. Apart from that, the match was okay. It was Bayley Nia Jax. We've seen it a billion times already.
NXT, even though on NXT it was
NXT.
presented way better.
That's because NXT presents everything way better. This is why people don't like guys going from NXT to main. Cause it's like, oh no, you're
It's
going
the
to be
way
booked
it's
wrong. Oh
presented.
no.
It's the way, like, it's the way everything is presented in terms of promos, in terms of like the flow of the matches. It's just like everything.
It's like how, even though Shinsuke is being pushed to a top spot, and I don't want to batter on about SmackDown a lot, but the main roster is misusing Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Like, just real quick, if you look at NXT when he fought mid-carders, he didn't sell for them at all. Like, he barely sold for them. But then they're having him go in pay-per-views with mid-carders where he's having longer matches, and he's having to sell these mid-carders, and it doesn't make sense.
I mean, I think
Like-
everyone should sell. It's just Japanese people, not Japanese wrestlers are the king of the no sell.
No, but Shinsuke's thing is, like, he's a big, hard man, and, like, just a average bloke isn't going to be able to beat him in a fight.
yeah.
Like, he shouldn't have sold as much as he did for Ziggler.
Yeah.
He should have kind of been more kind of like, no, you're not doing anything to me.
Yeah.
Bayley's been misused to hell as well, but that's just because it's Bayley. And, like, that's an awkward character to get right in the first place.
But up next, we had this very awkward main event. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, whenever I saw Bayley versus Nia pop up again, I just completely tuned out. I had like just completely just stopped watching. So I don't even know how this match went. So I'm having to look at to see how things.
Cass won by DQ.
What did he do? Kick him in the crotch area?
No, that's been used like 4 or 5 times this week.
Oh.
Enzo got involved, I think. Or, like, he got counted in. I don't know. He got new music again. They changed it.
Wait, Cass got new music again?
Yeah, they added, like, guitar riffs and stuff to his music.
I don't care what they add to that song. It's just a bad generic song.
It is. Like, it sounds better this time around, but it still sounds so generic.
You mean you can add some melodies up in there. You can do all this fancy stuff all you want to. It's not gonna make that song any better. It sounds like a song for Critter Wrestler.
Like, in the same week where Jason Jordan got music, which is pretty good, Seth had a line added to his music, which makes it a lot better. And Johnny Gargano got his new music released. Cass's is so bad.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like Johnny's though. It almost sounds like a freaking.
I like Gargano.
It really sounds like an anime theme, really.
It does. Like, I can imagine that going in front of. Well, the animes that come to mind are really dark. I'd laugh if someone put Rebel Heart in front of like Death Note or something, that'd be hilarious for me.
Like in the AMV
It's
or
like a
something?
really dark thing, and it's just got this really upbeat theme in Rebel Heart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Raw was really good for the first like 2 hours,
Yeah, but
and
those
then the
last
third
two
hour
matches
kicked off, and it's
killed.
like WWE knows at this point, like, yeah, no one watches hour 3. Let's just shove our crap in hour 3.
They practically ran people away with Hour 3.
Yeah, they were like, hey, we know you don't want to watch anymore. Leave, please.
Like that's the vibe I was getting, but okay.
This is why I wish, right, they would just kill 205 Live and give the third hour of Raw to the Cruiserweights. Like, so you can cut Raw down an hour,
But
and
then
then you
it would
have
just
205
be
Live.
But then it would just be 205 Live on Raw, and 205 Live has been bad lately. Like they've been putting on okay matches, but like the segments have just been ugh. Like screw that. Like just
Or like,
put the UK
put it-
wrestlers up there, because everyone would tune in for the third hour. Oh, but no. You saying put the 205 wrestlers there because no one watches it.
no, actually what they could do is they could cut Raw to 2 hours, but cut the first hour, and have the Raw start time be like the 3-hour show, but the first hour be 205 Live. So the crowd are hype, and they're not bored, and we get the Cruiserweight stuff straight away, and then it goes into regular Monday Night Raw. So it's like the Cruiserweights start the show, they get everyone hype, and then you get Raw.
Yeah.
Man, also, the UK show, since you mentioned that real quick, it's
Yeah.
being put on hold.
Yeah, no, I heard
They're
about
not-
that. I heard about it like 2 weeks ago or whatever, or a week ago.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why it's not in the news. But yeah, that is something important to mention.
Man, yeah, man, like, considering they've put on the best match of the year so far in WWE.
Yeah.
Although there are rumors that the SummerSlam card, they're gonna book the UK title on the SummerSlam card.
Wait, there's rumors that they're gonna do a UK match.
They're very like small rumors, like rumblings.
Oh.
But like, so it's, I don't think a big source has said anything. I'm not sure, but some places are saying, oh, they're thinking about booking Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the UK title on SummerSlam, which I think would be brilliant for them and an amazing idea for them to do.
It would be.
To like let them go at it on SummerSlam, like somewhere either have them kick it off or have them somewhere towards the middle, but like not like a dead slot. Don't make them the Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose of this year. Make them the AJ Styles, John Cena of this year. I'm pretty sure next up is SmackDown then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then, so moving on to SmackDown. We kicked off with a US title match, which was, it was cool, but can they just kill this feud, please? I don't care for Kevin Owens and AJ Styles anymore.
Huh?
This feud is boring me.
Oh, what do you mean the feud?
The KO AJ Styles feud. It's going on too long.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I mean, it's making the title prestigious, but like it's just becoming drawn out. Both of them amazing wrestlers in their own right. Like some of the best in the business. But like, come on, like
They are, but everyone knows that the Mania match is AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura.
you know what I find
Everyone
really
knows
funny? How
What?
much KO has bulked since she's gotten here. Like I just noticed, like seeing a segment backstage that he even though he has like a chubby face and like a chubby stomach, his arms are a lot more cut than they were when he like first came on the roster.
Yeah, like, he's still like a chub, but he's lost weight.
yeah, quite
Probably
a bit.
just through like working more shows.
That is true.
But, you know, like, I think people are getting bored of AJ a little bit, simply because everyone knows what the Mania match is. And
Yeah.
like, WWE are just kind of buying time. And they're going to have to think of different ways to get AJ away from Shinsuke to build up to WrestleMania.
I think it's funny because they like stared each other down. I mean, since Case even touched his U.S. title belt, like, hey, hey, you want to do this?
No, but even then, you know it's not going to be for the US title.
Yeah.
You know if they're going to do that match, they're going to book it for the WWE title. Meaning, to be fair, I can imagine the United States title match possibly being Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, which I think would be cool to see on the on Mania, but it's kind of beat to death at this point. So I don't know what KO's going to do at that point. Maybe Randy Orton. I don't know.
Well, Randy Orton just he just started a feud with Rusev, but it's like this is the good thing though. But we'll talk about that. A little
when we get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this match ended in a weird thing. The ref got bumped and Styles rolled Owens up, but his shoulder was very clearly off the mat. Like, it was stupidly clear that he'd kick. He wasn't even down for the one. And the referee counted a 3 and Styles won. And Owens kicked up a massive fit.
Yeah, I know.